What's going on, guys? Welcome to your second stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and stimulus news report for Monday, October 26th. With just 7 days left until the 2020 election, Congress is at each other's throats once again. Last night, I scanned through about 12 hours worth of Senate talks. Then yes, this was consistent 12 hours. I didn't sit there the entire time, but I watched and I scanned through about 12 hours. What they were doing, it was one after another, Democrat after Democrat, getting up on the Senate floor, talking and trying to delay the Supreme Court vote. That was all they were doing. And the worst part about all this is Democrat after Democrat, multiple Democrats, went up and spoke about how Mitch McConnell and his priorities were more about the Supreme Court nominee than actually passing stimulus to the American people, which I completely agree. However, all of these people, all of these Democrats within the Senate were doing the exact same thing. Their priority was to block the Supreme Court vote and the Supreme Court nominee. Now, they weren't trying to get stimulus passed. So they were in the same boat. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why Congress is doing very little right now. Whether it's in the House or the Senate, they're doing nothing. They're not helping the American people. They're actually hurting every single one of us. However, I do want to bring some to your attention because yesterday, or last night, at this Supreme Court vote, Mitch McConnell said something that I myself thought is too early. We wouldn't hear anybody say anything like this anytime soon. But I was wrong, and Mitch McConnell did say this, so I want to bring this to your attention because my guess is you did not watch much of the Senate hearings. So, Mitch McConnell stated last night, or yesterday, that a lot of what we've done over the last 4 years will be undone sooner or later by the next election. They won't be able to do much about this for a long time to come. He's specifically referring to the Supreme Court nominee and getting Judge Amy Coney Barrett through, which most likely she will be through later today after they vote, and then tomorrow will be her first day on the job as a new Supreme Court justice. But this statement, I thought this statement was huge. I thought this was big because Mitch McConnell is pretty much saying that he's anticipating either Democrats will take over the Senate with this upcoming election or Joe Biden will win. Either statement, either one, is still a big statement for the Supreme Court or the Senate Majority Leader. And that is huge. And for me, I think it's way too soon. We still have a week left. And he's pretty much thrown in the towel for either the Senate or President Trump. Again, I think that's way too soon, but that is what he did. Now, what does this have to do with stimulus? I know that's the question I'm going to get. What does this have to do with stimulus? How is this going to help me get stimulus? Well, this has everything to do with stimulus and the stimulus negotiations. I say this because many experts believe that if Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell did not move forward with President Trump's nominee, then they anticipate that what would have happened is the stimulus deal would have already been done. But being that Mitch McConnell decided to do this, Nancy Pelosi is making him an example and saying, "No, you couldn't do this. You did not want us to do this 4 years ago, and now you're going to do it. Well, we're gonna make sure that you understand what you did." That's pretty much what this report is saying. The good news is that all this is about over. The final vote for Amy Coney Barrett will happen sometime later today. That means tomorrow will be her first day, most likely, unless Republicans decide to just completely go off script and decide not to pass this. Again, it just needs 51 votes. That's all it needs. And as of yesterday, it got 53 yeses and 42 no's. So it is there, or 47 no. So it is there. It should pass. Now, in regards to stimulus, Nancy Pelosi is hopeful that today is the day she receives the revised language from Steve Mnuchin and the Trump administration. And this language will specifically be on testing. Right now, what is being said is testing is the thing that's holding everything up. Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin have not been able to come to an agreement on the testing and tracing part of this entire bill. There's other issues as well, state and local government, unemployment, things like that, tax credits and tax breaks. But this is one of the big ones because Nancy Pelosi has been saying for months, we have to crush the virus. There needs to be a priority for testing, tracing, mask wearing and all this other ventilation, all this other stuff. But if she doesn't put priority on this, she doesn't believe the Trump administration will. And in my personal belief is I don't think they will either. But that's just my belief. What I know right now, based on reports, some Republicans in the House of Representatives are saying that a smaller stimulus package could be tied to the government spending bill come December 11th. Now, I completely forgot about this, and that is my mistake. I've been too focused on executive orders, if President Trump wins, if Joe Biden wins, if the Senate is controlled by the Republicans or the Democrats, and there's all these different scenarios going off in my head. I have papers with all of it written down. But the one thing I completely forgot about until I read this report was that, yes, stimulus could be tied to the government budget for 2021. That is a big thing. And these Republicans in the House are saying that this could happen. This is a possibility. Remember, the government shutdown could still happen, and it was only avoided, because there was a continuing resolution signed by President Trump on September 30th. So we avoided a shutdown for now. But on December 11th, this could all change. So this is huge. Now, if you are worried that there's no stimulus coming, I get it. I'm right there with you. I'm worried about that exact same thing. Now, what you need to do if you are worried about, is there going to be a stimulus check for me? Is there going to be a federal unemployment boost or plus up for me? Is there going to be rental assistance, food assistance, liability protections? Is there going to be school funding, state and local government funding? As of right now, nobody knows. But what I can tell you is every single state out there has provided some type of rental assistance. I say this because I get messages every single day here on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram asking for help to get people the rental assistance that they need. And what I want to tell you is that it's out there. If you have a somewhat of a lost income, you lost a little bit of your income, not even the full thing, but you have a decrease in your income or your situation has changed for some reason due to COVID, then you could potentially go and apply and qualify for rental assistance. Here's the cool thing, and this is what many people don't realize, is a lot of people are like, well, I'm able to pay my rent. I did lose income, but I'm able to pay my rent. It's tight. I don't have a lot of money. I'm behind on other bills, but I'm able to pay my rent. Here's the nice thing about a lot of these rental assistance programs is even if you had a little bit of a lost income, you had your hours cut, you had your wages dropped, for whatever reason, you don't work the 2 jobs you had before, what you can do is you can still apply. And as long as you meet the qualifications, the income limits, then you will get rental assistance. And the best part about this is you can use that money to pay for your rent, pay for this next month's rent. Then instead of taking that money out of your bank account to pay rent, you take that money from your bank account and you pay your other bills. And you use the state or the city or the county's funds to pay your rent, because that's what it's there for. A lot of counties, a lot of states have put this on their websites that even if you can make your payment and things are tight, still apply. If you qualify, you'll get the funding. And when you get the funding, take your money and pay off other things. And that's the way it works. Okay? So I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but I'd rather not take the money in case somebody else needs it. Well, here's the thing, okay? I just want to put this out there. I'm not saying take money that isn't owed to you. I'm not saying take money that you don't legally deserve or need. I'm saying take the money that's there that you do qualify for, because a lot of states, a lot of cities, a lot of counties actually have more funding than the people that are applying. They got millions and millions of dollars of funding, but only, a million people or $1 million worth of applications. That means there's a huge gap. So all you have to do is go and apply. So if you're worried about your rent, if you're worried about your housing situation, apply. If you qualify, great. If not, no big deal. You're not in any better situation, any worse situation than you are right now. In regards to food, I want to put this out there because I've been getting messages from people saying, what do I do about food? Because their kids are in school, their kids get food during school. They get maybe a lunch sometimes if they actually go to school, but the majority of kids are not in school. Some schools, some school districts are actually handing out food. I know this for a fact because around where I live, many school districts are doing this exact same thing. You go to the school, they hand you a lunch, and you drive off. Now, here's what you do if that's not the case. You can call many places. Call some local schools. Call those local school districts and just say, my kids are in school. They get food for lunch, but they're not getting anything for breakfast or dinner. Things are really tight around the house. Explain your situation. Just let them know. Is there a place we can go to get food, to get canned goods and things like that? Because churches have them. You can go to almost any church and they'll hand you a big bag or box of food. But if you call these schools, these school districts, they will tell you all the places you can go. Go to some of these places, get enough food for your home and your family for the next few days or possibly week, and there you go. And then when you yourself are living a life that you have plenty of food, donate, okay? Pay back to those that paid you when you were having such a hard time. That's what I do. That's what I recommend to every single person out there. So that's all I have for you guys today as of right now. Later on today, I do anticipate there are going to be more updates. And I know this wasn't the most insightful video, but I just want to put this information out there for you so that later on today, I do not have to address the Amy Coney Barrett nomination anymore. Hopefully it will get passed. We'll be done with that and we can move right back into just stimulus talks, because I know that's what everybody wants right now. So again, thank you guys for watching. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you want to stay updated on all things stimulus, and I'll see you guys on the next one.